How's it going, everyone? Today I wanted to do a video of Owen's Aquascape. Hopefully a lot of you have seen his video where he designed and planted the tank all himself. Well, the tank's coming along really well. His Staurogyne Repens, which you can see here and over here, and there's a little bit over here, is growing really well. It's bushing up beautifully. His moss we've actually trimmed a few times just to promote growth elsewhere. By trimming off the longer lengths, you actually promote it to bush out more. So that's growing fantastic. There's a few pieces that we need to trim off, but all in all, that's starting to cover that wood beautifully. We've had to remove a few of the crypt leaves. They melted slightly, but that's doing really well. I can see all the new growth coming through. We did suffer a little bit of a problem in here with brown algae on the crypt leaves, but since I've added the shrimp into the tank, that's all disappeared. He's now got some red reely shrimp and lots of Hong Kong black shrimp, both of which are breeding. We've got a couple of buried red reely, and there's several buried Hong Kong blacks in there. The crypts over the back are growing fantastic, and we've got his Hygrophila polysperma rosenavig, which you can see all in the back area of the tank, and there's some bits growing immersed. They're growing really well. Again, we had a few leaves that melted, which were removed. Rocks have stayed very clean. Not seen any algae on the rocks at all. I'm just really impressed with how this is turning out. I've added some glassware for him. He's got the 13mm set. He's got a 13mm nano water inlet, which you can see going up here. I'll try and get a close-up picture of it in a minute. And he's also got a 13mm diameter spray bar that's 200mm long, which is doing a great job of pushing the flow around this tank. And it's using a glass side exit pipe, but it looks absolutely fantastic. This flow is probably a little bit too strong for this tank, so I am going to try and get some taps for his Eheim filter just to reduce the flow slightly, because this Eheim filter hasn't got any taps. But yeah, all in all, very impressed. Still dosing regularly with the Tropica fertilizers, and there's no CO2 at all in this tank now. I put a disposable CO2 kit in there just for the first 2 weeks, just to help things move along, and is now running just with the Orphec LED light and the fertilizers, and it's growing absolutely fantastic. If I see things going downhill slightly, I might add the disposable CO2 back for him, but I don't think it's going to need it. Let's just show you a close-up of the spray bar. You can see the glass spray bar there. There is the side exit pipe, and there's the 200mm spray bar along the back there, joined together with just a small piece of 13mm tubing, which allows the flow to be adjusted. You can angle the jets wherever you want it in the tank, and you can see the 13mm water inlet here, which are designed for 10mm glass, so obviously it's slightly a little bit too big for this, but it fits perfectly fine. It's doing its job, so he is more than happy. You can see how crystal clear that water is. The filter is doing a great job of keeping it nice and clean. You can see his shrimp fighting over some food there. The minute you put any food in here, they go swarming to it. He's got about 20 Hong Kong black, and there's around about 5 red Reely shrimp in there, and I say 2 of which are buried, so I just need to get him a filter guard for this 13mm water inlet, just to prevent any shrimp losses. They're very small slots, but baby shrimp will still be able to pass through there because they're so small when they first are released. So that's Owen's tank. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Any questions you've got, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll answer as many of them as I can, like I always do. Thanks everyone, bye.